because we had the camera on, so she was like, the house was full of macam-macam benda.
She could see
pictures. Yeah, she could see.
Oh my god, she's on the call. These things in the background.
Yeah, she was saying. I mean, the thing is, she sees.
Yeah.
She was like, it was looking at me, it was looking at you, it was from the ceiling looking down at you, and I'm like,
that's freaky.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Naik Bulu Tales. My name is Fairil.
I'm Mo.
And hope everybody's been doing good.
Yeah, how's your week been?
It's been pretty alright, not too bad.
Yeah.
Little
Life's challenges. Yeah.
ups and downs.
Biasa lah tu. Bro, just one of my favorite quotes from Finding Nemo, actually.
Oh, okay.
Ellen DeGeneres, Dory's character, she's like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Yeah.
So if you guys, if you're going through a tough time, it's just life, don't worry, you'll get through this.
So we just want to say thank you to everybody who's been subscribing and watching the show and supporting us. We really appreciate it. Just don't forget to if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe.
Please do.
Like, comment, share.
Yeah, we're halfway there, so guys, help us out.
We are on our
251.
Oh yeah, like 351 episodes.
200. Episodes, not subscribers. Okay, this is our 10th.
I don't know.
Yeah,
10th, 11th.
Could be 11th actually. Okay.
So we are enjoying all our guests that have been on.
Yeah,
and today we have a guest that, in a way, is kind of unique because a lot of our guests that have been on, we kind of know them.
Yes.
Well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So but this particular guest is through a recommendation from your friend.
Yes, my summer college friend Vikram from 22 years ago.
Yo.
Yeah, he and I still look good, just older. Yes, our guest today is actually his boss, the CEO of Qwork, and her name is Mona. Welcome.
Thank you.
To the show.
Thanks, guys. I'm very excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. Tell us a bit about yourself.
So my name is Mona, and I co-founded Qwork with my sisters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we are going to be 6 years this December.
Wow.
So it's very exciting. Yeah, and a lot of things brewing, so I identify myself with always the things that I do. So at the moment, I am with Qwork. Yeah, so nothing else is interesting about me. So that's all there is. Right.
Why don't you tell us just a little bit about what's interesting about Qwork?
Right. Okay. So Qwork is a gig platform that allows you to kind of like pave your way with working on gigs, but instead of working just like a menial types of gigs. A lot of people know gigs as just e-hailing, for example. Qwork allows you to explore skilled types of gigs, things that are not available, for example, just the top of my head, things that you don't typically find on Freelancer and stuff like that. So there's a lot.
Wow. I mean, I don't know, we're in the production industry. Yeah. So memang our income is so unstable. So we might explore Qwork for some side gigs.
That would be so cool. So the thing is, I used to do a bit of production myself.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to make documentaries, which was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Nice.
But that was prior to Qwork.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, definitely, man. I mean, creative is a very, very niche market, and you need more of them, but the resources are like just a few, so
right. And how many sisters do you have?
I have 2 sisters.
Okay, so all 3 of you are founders of this. I'm familiar with family businesses. So it's not easy, huh?
Yeah, it's not. I mean,
draw that line.
So we fight a lot, but we love each other first, and we are
try
always
to love each other first.
Reminded by our parents especially to love each other. So I think few decades of living together, you kind of like tend to love each other anyway.
Love, but work hard, love hard.
So usually sometimes when we tell stories, ghost stories, are any of your stories involved with your sisters or?
Yeah, right. So the story I think that I'm gonna share tonight is just me. It was because when I was living alone actually, just prior to COVID. Yeah.
Right. Is it in Malaysia?
No, it's in Indonesia.
Gitu sekali. Alamak.
Indonesia is one of the hot spots.
It is.
I mean,
a haven of supernatural.
How long were you living in Indonesia for?
So I was supposed to stay there for at least a year, but then it was just 3 months into the COVID outbreak actually. Yeah. So when I came back, it was just before the lockdown, which was lucky.
Okay.
If not, I would be stuck there for 2 whole years. Yeah. So.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so
we're ready to hear
the
this.
platform is yours.
Right.
Yes.
This was back in 2020.
Okay.
So we were 3 years ago expanding Qwork into Indonesia actually.
Oh.
Yeah. So part of the expansion includes us opening an office in Indonesia. So I was in Bandung for that particular reason, and we had partners and clients in Indonesia. So the idea is to kind of like go all out to build a team. Yeah, and so I stayed there on my own. It's an apartment that I live in. When I arrived at the apartment, I was like, okay, I didn't expect it to look like this from the outside. So because Airbnbs usually you would see what looks like in the inside, not on the outside. So I was like, okay, the thing is, it's fine what goes on the outside. I'm not living outside of this building. I'm living inside one of the houses. So
what did the outside look like?
It's I think it's more of not my expectation of how it would look like, because of the apartment that I chose from Airbnb.
All right.
Yeah, so it was okay. Yeah.
So was it like a rundown? Or just didn't look? Basically the comparison is very, very contrast. Like this, very contrast.
Yeah. So the thing is, Bandung is a very hilly place. So it's prone to earthquakes and things like that. Yeah. So part of the fascination of Bandung is, I think, also what makes it interesting with all of this natural disasters. So the thing is, because it's hilly, the place where the apartment where I was living in, I don't want to mention it because it's I don't want to make it look bad or anything, because it's a very decent place actually. The thing is, it was it's like there's like a main road, and then it goes inside, number one, and number two is because it's a bit hilly.
Okay.
So there's like this very steep staircase to go down.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there were like 4 buildings, and I think it's because the people who lives there doesn't use the infrastructure much.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a bit rundown because of that.
So this is memang in an apartment building, Airbnb.
Yeah.
And this is 2020, right before pandemic?
Yeah.
Like in Feb?
No, in January actually. Yeah.
Okay.
I went there, I think 2nd of January, 3rd of January.
Okay.
Yeah.
The new year.
Yeah.
So
you stayed there for how long?
Until March.
Yeah. All right. Then you
ready
for it.
Yeah. Before the lockdown.
What did you feel? I mean, like, what were you feeling
when I arrived in Bandung? I had 2 of our Qworkies. We call each other Qworkies. Yeah. So 2 of our Qworkies to pick me up from the airport, and then they took me. Because there was like the keys and everything that we needed to take, and then I don't speak Indonesian very well, and it's like they don't really understand me, so they helped me out there. So I mean, going into the apartment, you don't feel anything, and because I arrived during the day, I guess, but right after so-called checking in, we went out to get some groceries, me and one of my Qworkies again. So I came back, I think the thing about me is I'm sometimes a bit stupidly adventurous. So it's like,
I know you feel.
It's the first time that you're in a different country, you're alone, the place looks a bit scary, but you went out and came back like just before midnight type of thing. Kind of like asking for it lah, a bit stupid lah. So I was like, okay, and then because she went back to her own house, and then I was like carried my groceries up, and I was like, everything was still I was okay because it's a very like I said, it's a nice little apartment, you know. So but then, you know, it started to creep in. You feel a bit like, okay, the thing is, I'm always surrounded by people, and then suddenly I'm alone. I'm like, okay, this is a bit scary. So I called another one of my Qworkies who's in Malaysia. So the thing is, the fun part is because this particular Qworkie has got the ability to kind of like see the things that we mere mortals cannot see. She has like this gift,
third eye.
Yeah, you know. So the thing is, I was scared, so I called her. Was like, please help me out. You know, I cannot sleep. So she was like, okay lah, fine. You know, so I was like, can we just like video call so that I can see your face? You know, you just put right beside my bed. You know, so that you can help accompany me sleep, type of thing. So the first night I didn't even switch off the lights. Yeah, you know, so I just put my things away, was just talking to her, and then suddenly, you know, it's like I just fell asleep and it was still fine.
Yeah.
So and then the nights after, it's like as if you know, the thing is, I would wake up with nightmares. Number one, every night. It's very, very interesting. At least 2-3 times.
Every night, 2-3 times a
Every
nightmare.
night, yeah. You know, and I would wake up like sweating, like drenched in sweat. I was like, shit, man, this place.
Do you remember what kind of nightmares they were?
Yeah, it's like you know, there's something after you, you know, running away from a dog or something. You know, so always running away.
Yeah.
And one of the nights, I think even the bed was shaking. You know, it was like, so I mean, naturally for me, when I feel scared like that, I'm like, I would get up and just pray. It's usual, right. You know. So it's like read a bit of Quran and things like that, and I would go back to sleep, and then I would get the nightmare again, and then repeat the whole cycle. So usually I would end up like 7 o'clock already out of the door to go to the office, the first one to arrive. Yeah. Because I cannot sleep anyway.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait, so
you know.
you saying
so exhausting.
The bed shaking was an actual thing?
I think she said it's a nightmare.
Yeah,
But
so it's
maybe.
like you know, maybe, I don't know, but it feels really real.
Right.
Yeah. So a lot of challenges, which was very, very interesting, very unique to me. The challenges that I faced being there alone. Second night that I was there, just right after arriving at home, and then I was just about to again pray Maghrib, the alarm went off. You know, there was like a big ring, and then the lights poof just went out, and I think I'm on the 17th floor. So the thing is, my house is like there are small little alleys of houses. So that floor has got the right side of the floor is full of residences. So the thing is, I think you know, the alley, so-called alleyway, or the aisle where my apartment is at, is all Airbnbs.
Right.
Yeah, so mine is right at the end. So I have no neighbors. Absolutely nothing except for the weekends when there are like I think people throw rages a lot. I would wake up in the morning like smelling of alcohol just outside my door.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
your unit, your Airbnb was at the corner.
Yeah.
Right at the end. You know
Yeah.
what they say about that, right? They say usually, I mean, this is my experience, they say that usually when you are in a corner unit, and it's further away from the places, that's the places that where things are a little
Right.
bit more correct.
This is a corner unit.
No, yeah, I know. But especially in hotels,
Right.
Corner units. Yeah. Okay.
because
Right,
it happened to me.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. So but lucky for me when that happened, so apparently that was like a small earthquake apparently.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, so it's very convenient for me to go down the stairs, 17 flights of stairs, total darkness with the phone and all, but you know, dah lah dengan the kain semayang and everything kan. So when I came down, they were like, oh my god, what's that? I'm like, stupid lah, I'm human lah, crazy. You know, the thing is, you look like hantu. I'm like,
Oh, because you're in Telugu.
yeah lah, very interesting experience lah.
Right.
You know, like the hantu thing, and then it's nearby. So the funny thing is, when I came back, this Qworkie of mine was like she asked me, so Kak Muna, how's your experience in living in Bandung, so because after the first night was like, I had to kind of like be independent and kind of like learn to live on my own, so she's not going to be there every night to accompany me over video call just to sleep, right? Yeah, so
give her a raise. I mean,
I just told her, the thing is, I think you get used to it. Yeah, so I mean, when I get scared, if I sleep, I need to switch off the lights.
Yeah.
But then if I get scared, sometimes I would switch it on. Yeah, and then I was like, I just asked her, why did you ask? And it was like, man, that house is so full of things. Yeah, I was like, but I didn't want to tell you earlier because I didn't want to scare you, then you want to.
It's like,
you mean your friend that was on the phone with you?
She felt it.
Yeah, because the thing is, it's because we had the camera on, so she was like, the house was full of macam-macam benda.
She could see
creatures. Yeah, she could see.
Oh my god, she's on the call. These things in the background.
Yeah, and then she was like, she was like, it was on the ceiling lah, apa lah. I was like, seriously.
Ceiling.
Yeah, and then it was like, she was saying. I mean, the thing is, she sees.
Yeah.
She was like, it was looking at me, it was looking at you, it was from the ceiling looking down at you, and I'm like,
that's freaky.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's creepy.
Did she say what they looked like?
I mean, I didn't want to ask her, so the thing is, I used to be a big horror story fan.
Okay.
I used to go all out, like your Anne Rice, Stephen King, all of these things. I have it full, like Vampire Diaries, all these stupid things. So I have it all in my head still. Yeah, so I don't need to add more color to my nightmare.
I mean, it's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
Wow.
But your friend, maintained. She was like very calm. Like she didn't react.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, she was just like, hey,
Because she knows if she reacts, she's on the plane back that night. That was like the first few nights, right? In the next couple of months that you were there, did anything like really?
No, so I'm lucky that way. It's because I think I'm not a very sensitive person. Yeah, so even with all of the nightmares, and I wake up like scared, and sometimes I would wake up like still reading ayat kursi punya type of scary.
The best ayat.
Yeah, kan. So that's the type of scary lah.
Yeah.
Just to if you can imagine. Yeah. So the thing is, but when I get too tired, I'm like, okay, mampus lah everything. I'm just tired. So you want to shake the bed ke apa ke, do your worst lah. I'm just going to sleep.
Okay, you brave, very brave.
Yeah.
You were living with things in there for 3 months.
Because you're there to like March, something like that, right? Right before lockdown. Thank God you were there like during pandemic. Then you've been locked down for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, you basically you were like, okay lah, you are my roommates.
I mean,
you're here. What are you gonna do?
The thing is, what else can you do? Yeah, so it's like, and if you were to acknowledge, and if you get scared, it's like, the last thing that I want to do is
encourage them. Yeah,
encourage them, and have someone call me, like my mom or my sisters, to call me back, and it's like, hey, come back, don't stay there on your own, type of thing. Yeah, so it becomes complicated, because I have a job to do. So it's like, I just need to do it,
finish the job.
So it's like, I mean, the thing is, it's not like it was hurting me or anything. It's scary.
True.
The thing is, anywhere you go, it's just as scary. Who knows, just beside you. The thing is, it doesn't harm you or anything,
right?
It just sticks to your soul.
So what be interesting is when you left, these things are like, ala muna dah pergi dah. Then they feel lonely.
The thing about them is they can travel anywhere, right? So if they would want, the intention is to come and visit, then they can visit anyone.
I heard somewhere that these things can't travel oceans or seas.
Seriously?
So if it's there, they're there. They're only there. They tak akan ikut.
Oh, that's interesting.
Unless you do something to
be attached,
for them to attach onto you, latch onto you.
But they can't, because you know how salt water is. What they are against salt.
Right. You know more than me.
Well, we see a lot of supernatural things.
But that's interesting you say that, because well, I guess this doesn't really cross, but so there's this one story from one of my friend's cousins. She apparently can see these things, but she had this thing ikut her coincidentally from Indonesia.
Right.
So her story was at least this thing that she has with her can always tell when somebody else has something with them.
Right.
And they always clash. Sometimes they'll be like that thing will be fighting with something in the living room, and you just hear everything going crazy, but nobody's there.
Yeah.
So what she told me was there was one day she was on a plane back from Indonesia coming to Malaysia, and she was sitting next to an old Indonesian lady.
Okay.
And the Indonesian lady was very, very much polite, very, very, very soft spoken, and didn't. I mean, they talked for a bit, but there was only one time all the Indonesian lady did was say something like, "Oh, good luck, Lana. Good luck." And that touched her.
Right.
And then she said when she felt that touch, she felt like, ooh, macam a shiver.
Right.
And ever since that, that's when she started feeling like this thing has been passed on to her. So in a sense of crossing oceans, maybe they just get
They have to
transferred.
be inside. They have to be inside, like the human body is the luggage can.
Right.
So
Okay.
Luckily,
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I mean, the thing is, what can you do? Yeah. So we know the existence of it. So because we need to acknowledge that you do exist.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it.
But I'll be honest, Muna, not
know.
everyone would stay. You're so brave because you're like, oh, what are you gonna do about it? Fight or flight? You fought. Because ramai orang would just not stay in that corner.
The thing is, it's not that bad, Mo.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, yeah,
I
it's
see what you mean.
nightmares, right?
Yeah.
So you get nightmares you can get nightmares anytime.
That's true.
But you could have, I mean, after the say first month, you could have been like, you know what, I'm gonna stay at another Airbnb.
So the thing is, because I already paid and I don't want to like sound the alarm like, oh my god, I'm scared, somebody come and save me type of thing. Play damsel. I mean, that's just not me.
Your pragmatic approach is what saved your life.
So I don't care what the ghost does, I paid for this stuff. So.
So the thing is, it's a very, very convenient place actually, because I chose it also because it's just like walking distance to the office.
Right.
Only to learn that our so-called little office, it's not very safe to walk lah. So I was like ingatkan macam, okay, morning walk, go to the office, jalan-jalan. So apparently the Grab driver was like, the Gojek driver ke the Go-Car driver was like, jangan jalan di sini because they can tell that you are a foreigner. And the jalan like jalan-jalan tikus apa semua, and then I was like, I mean, because it's like so familiar, Malaysia, Indonesia, not much different. So for me, I'm like, I'm just like you. We're the same, so it's like they can tell you're a foreigner, so I suddenly feel like a foreigner. So I'm like, okay.
What I find it interesting is that this is probably why Qwork is so successful. It's about your employees would be like, say, slacking. You're like, what I had to go through in Bandung to get this going on. And
you cannot use that narrative. So if you're a parent, you can use that narrative. Not with your staff. And they're like, screw you. Who cares?
So one thing is the first, second night and early January is when you experience stuff, and then your friend, your colleague was on the phone. When did she finally tell you?
She told me when I came back in March.
As soon as you got back.
Only in March you knew. So in my head, you already knew that these things were living with you.
Oh no.
Okay.
I mean, but you get a feeling lah. So sometimes it gets a bit creepy.
You got feeling, but you didn't get confirmation.
Betul lah. Lucky lah.
So what would you have done if you got the confirmation early?
So the thing is, I don't have much of a choice actually. Again, it's like what's the alternative? What's the alternative? So because this place is so convenient. So macam dengan dah lah, I have a thing about places that I live kena macam my colour palette, all this benda-benda mengada-ngada like that kan. So I'm like, tempat lain macam tak fit my vibe. So I'm like, so this scary hantu place is to my vibe. And I mean, it's on the outside kan. So macam the thing is, you can like, you just need to embrace aku. I mean, it doesn't, bukannya macam kalau nampak ke lain. So I'm lucky that I'm not sensitive like that.
Again, very brave. You're like, I'm not moving, you're moving to these hantus.
They didn't move.
They didn't move at all. No. They just like, okay.
Throughout the 3 months, it was just a whole lot of bangun terkejut, jaga. Lepas tu macam at least during the weekend you get to sleep in, so macam during the day it's not so bad because yelah it's light apa semua kan, and especially during the weekends biasanya macam like I said lah, there are families, and then macam because it's also, I mean Bandung is like a college punya city, so a lot of college students, so that's why there's like parties sometimes.
Betul lah.
Yeah, so macam tu lah, kadang-kadang macam tapi macam yelah, it's very very interesting lah.
They are the real hantus. Dia mana mabuk tu.
Ya, itulah. Tapi at least dia mabuk, dia tak kacau. Dia mabuk dia je lah kan. So macam suka hati dia lah.
But, like, have you ever in your lifetime seen or gotten experienced anything worse than that?
No, actually. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the worst.
Yeah, that was the worst.
That was the worst.
Yeah. So okay. I'm lucky that way. I'm not sensitive at all.
So thanks Muna for sharing your story.
Yeah, thanks so much. We appreciate it. We believe you.
I'll be I'll keep an eye out when I
Fairil mandi bunga lah after this. So
but appreciate you being here, telling us your story.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your time.
I'm sorry it's not very interesting.
No, everybody says that. Then we end up like watching the episode, like when it comes out, we're like, whoa,
seriously.
Some people, I mean, it's a different light as well. I mean, if you really think about it, when people when they dive deeper, they'll be like, damn, she was in a house with things then for 3 months.
Can anyone do that?
That's crazy, and to find that out later, like, I mean, and in a sense you also quite semangat lah. So
I have this like FU attitude, it's like I need to live my life, you live your own life.
That works.
Exactly. You don't let them get into your head.
But this is what Naik Bulu Tales is about. About life experiences, personal. Exactly. So because the point is, it's not just the fun of telling the story. It's we actually wanted to help people. Like, there's a lot of people that go through this and they're alone. If they watch your episode, like, oh my God, I went exactly through Muna and I couldn't tell anybody about it. Now this is a platform for people to share.
Right.
Because the thing is, hantu supernatural stuff, it's a mental game.
Right.
Because if you're the only one going through it, like any of the mental health, and no one believes you, is it real or not? But to that person, it's real. So we want to create a safe space for you guys.
And it's not necessarily every story that we bring on here has to be scary all the time. It's just like mostly it's telling experiences. Because even one of our episodes, this the girl that came in, Bang, her experience was heartwarming.
Yeah.
Right.
It was her grandfather that was following her.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. So it was very like we put it touched us, in a way. So
she felt calm. Dia rasa tenang. Like, my grandfather who I miss and love is with me.
Yeah. So we like to get the different angles of these.
Tenang, but on more of the creepy side.
A little bit,
not too much. It's creepy because the low-key creepy ones are the creepiest. Like you don't think much of it, and it's like, actually, if you experience it, if you put yourself in that person's position, that is creepy lah.
Right. Okay.
Then
cool.
If you guys want to follow Muna, and this is her socials, and you can ask her questions or comment in our YouTube page.
Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment,
subscribe.
All right, my name is Fairil.
I'm Mo,
and we'll be back again soon.
Down the river in the darkest night, we're so